Cooking with Fire, the show on Shaw TV. Can you tell us a little bit about it? What is it that you do?
I'm the host producer for Cooking with Fire, and it's a firefighter cooking show in a nutshell. That's what it is. It's 30 minutes, and we traveled across the country to meet some of the best fire hall chefs in Vancouver, Saskatoon, Edmonton, and Winnipeg. And we met them in their hometown fire halls, and then we flew them out to Vancouver, 2 versus 2, and we got them to cook for 30 minutes. And then the winners got to donate $1,000 to their favorite charity.
Where did the whole idea come from?
Our producer, Laura Topless, she's the creator of the show, and she was inspired because she was dating a firefighter at the time. And firefighter culture, I guess she had kind of immersed herself in it while they were dating, and she had said that, these guys love to cook. They love food. They love it so much, and they come out with these amazing meals. And she said this would make an amazing show, and it has. They're really great, yeah.
And why you for the cooking part of things? Why not something else?
I think I was lucky enough to be chosen to do this, but I think what this really sparked in me is that I'm a foodie. I love to cook, and so it kind of combined my two loves for TV and for food. So it was kind of one of those beautiful combinations that really worked out in my favor. So I was lucky enough that they chose me to be the host of the show.
And are you from Vancouver?
I am. I was born and raised in Vancouver. We're lucky to have such a great food culture here in Vancouver. So we were really lucky to have the guys come from Saskatoon, Winnipeg, and Edmonton, and have them see that we in Vancouver, we can cook too. Absolutely. It's really good here, yeah.
And where's your favorite spot in Vancouver to eat?
Oh, that's tough. There's too many. I'll give you three. Okay. Three different neighborhoods. L'Abattoir in Gastown, the Flying Pig in Yaletown, which is amazing. And there's this teeny tiny hole in the wall sushi place called QQ Sushi that makes an amazing tuna avocado roll, and that's in South Granville, and I love it there.
And what do you think makes the best dish? How do you come across something that's like, wow, that's it?
I think the key ingredients to a really good dish would be practice.
That's a good answer.
I think it's practice. I mean, you can make one dish and then kind of add your flair to it a couple times, and then by then you kind of perfect it. So I think all good dishes have been practiced about 100 times. That's what makes it good.
Now, is there a certain city, aside from Vancouver, that you've picked out as, the people that know what they're doing?
A city, Chicago. Yeah. Yes. Chicago has an amazing. It's the gateway to the. It's kind of it's a hub, and so there's so much influence that comes in through Chicago. There's a lot of meat export that comes in through Chicago, and I think what they do really well is they have such a great variety. You can visit any and every country in Chicago, and I think you can get that in New York too. But Chicago's just got a little bit of a. It's kind of a more neighborhood vibe.
It's funny you say that because if you go to LA, they've actually got restaurants that are Chicago-based.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's true.
I completely understand where you're coming from.
Chicago's a great hub for food, and I think it is a hub for people. And so when people land there, they manage to find really great sites in the city, but the food culture in Chicago is just amazing.
Great. Now I have one more question for you. I try to ask all of my guests. It's about your socks. Okay. I'm wondering, number one, are you wearing any socks today?
Yes, I am.
And do you happen to remember which ones you put on?
I have a little secret. It's called Bar Fitness in Yaletown, and I'm actually wearing my Bar Fitness socks because they're nice and thick and they've got little pads on the back of them.
And what makes you choose those over any other socks?
I choose them because they're nice and thick, and in these boots in particular, I need a little bit of padding so my feet don't hurt.
And do they always match?
Yes, I am a stickler for socks that match. They have to match.
Is that on anybody else as well? Like it throws you off if somebody else's socks?
The whole navy blue black thing, you got to know the difference. You can't tell me you don't.
What about an obvious mismatch like a cat and Batman?
The obvious mismatch I like, but the navy blue black, that's just you being lazy.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
It was great to meet you.
It was nice to meet you.
Dream homes. Can you guys tell me a little bit about why it is that you two were picked for the show?
Yeah, well, actually, we it kind of started as a one host realtor segment, and it worked out well, but it kind of needed a bit of personality. So this guy, I happened to sit next to him, and I thought, you know what, he'd be the perfect sort of sidekick, and we wanted to look at homes together and give a different perspective, sort of the male, the female. I'm single, he's got a baby, kind of, have the two differing viewpoints.
So why homes?
Well, you know what? For the people that we meet, it's their dream home, right? And it's their house, and they love it. They love the lifestyle. And it's not about the house itself, it's more about why it's their dream home, right? And some of them are $300,000, some of them are $30 million. But it's all about that person and why they love where they live and the lifestyle that comes along with it.
And when people come into you, do they have a specific dream home in mind, or do you guys sort of help them shape one out?
Well, that's kind of the running joke with the show is that Peter and I, we aren't from the industry. We're not realtors. We're not interior designers. So the show is more about sort of us getting to do what everyone kind of wishes they could do, which is kind of go around and check out different, people's dream homes, amazing homes, and kind of have a look around and meet the owners and find out what life is like when you live in your dream home.
And now that you've done that, is there a few different aspects that a home should have for your dream home?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we go from city to country and kind of everything in between, and it's really helped shape what I want for my dream home. Unfortunately, I can't afford anything in Vancouver, so for now, I will rent my dream apartment, which is
Can
just
any of us
amazing.
afford something in Vancouver, though?
I don't know. Personally, I don't know anyone who owns anything. I think it's kind of a conspiracy, but I won't get into that. No, it definitely has, though. You start to see what's important and why people love what they love, and again, it comes back to their lifestyle, right? You like going hiking and rock climbing. Well, you want to live in the North Shore, right? So definitely, it's given me some ideas for my future dream home. Maybe 40 years down the road, when I'm ready to retire and die, I'll live there, hopefully. So yeah.
Now, you guys have had to have seen the best of homes and the weirdest of homes. Is there one item that sticks out in your mind as the weirdest thing you've seen in a house, and why would anyone do that?
Well, we should mention we have a couple reporters that help us out that we send to. One of them kind of does like a realtor segment, and one of them just goes out to weird homes, just like you said. Yeah. I think the weirdest thing, they found a home, or he found a home that's pretty much like a castle. So the guy living in it has designed it so that it's like he's the king of his castle, like he's living in a castle in White Rock. So
I was just gonna ask you if it's in White Rock.
Yes.
I'm actually from White Rock, and believe it or not, there's one or two castle homes. Mm-hmm. One of them actually has a knight standing outside.
This may be that one. Yeah.
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 You can see that in the first episode of Dream Homes, I think.
So living in a castle might not be your dream.
Well, I've always wanted a moat, just because I'm scared of attackers and, and a drawbridge, and I don't know, I think it may keep robbers out and, would-be thieves. I'd probably put some alligators in there, that kind of thing. But I think having a moat and a drawbridge would be pretty cool.
It's not a bad idea. He's kind of got a point.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a cannon up top too.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
You never know what could happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now I have one more question that I try to ask each of my guests. You actually just mentioned that we cannot show your socks, but this question is about socks.
Oh.
I'd like to know why you chose those ones today.
Really? Oh my gosh. Actually, because I'm wearing rather high heels, and these are sports socks, so they're really cushy and comfortable. So, why not?
And do your socks always match?
Yes, absolutely yes.
That's has to?
Yeah, I feel off all day if my socks don't match.
Fair enough. How about yourself?
An ex-girlfriend of mine taught me about socks, and I used to wear white socks, just plain white socks all the time. And I got in trouble one day. We were out for dinner, and I crossed my leg, and she's like, "Are you wearing white socks with dress shoes?" And I, being a young single guy, I didn't know anything. So now I'm wearing black socks right now, as you can probably see. Very fancy. These ones are from Zellers. You can get a 12-pack for about $9 if you're looking. Zellers is now closed, so you probably can't find them. Yeah, but I go with black socks. Typically most of the time. But it's basically whatever my wife's washed for me and whatever's clean.
And now you can say you learned a lesson, right?
You know what? I have learned a very valuable lesson. Do not cross your legs if you have white socks and dress shoes. And I actually thought I could wear white socks with white dress shoes. Apparently that's a faux pas too. Don't do that. Wear black socks as well. Who knew?
So now I have to ask you, are they both the same shade?
Yeah, absolutely. They have to match. They're both black.
So they've both been washed an equal amount of times.
Maybe. I mean, who knows if they're with their original partner or if they've split up and they're now seeing other socks. I don't know.
She's going to be checking on you from now on to see if they match it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would have to say, based on his comments on socks, you can only imagine what this guy comes up with when we're touring homes. It's good stuff. Yeah.
I can't wait to watch. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
It was awesome. The proposal on Shaw TV.
Yes.
Can you give us a little bit of a rundown? What's it all about?
The proposal, my co-host Sarah Groundwater and myself, we help men and women pull off elaborate proposals. So basically you follow us, you meet the couple, and then you follow us on this journey leading up to the moment he gets on one knee. Or she.
That's true. Now, how many times have you seen a woman come to you and say, you know what,
Propose?
I'm tired of waiting. I'm going to do this.
About 20% of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Not much.
Yeah.
And what's your reaction to that?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, there's something so beautiful and romantic about a man going down on one knee, right? That gesture is just, there's so much history. They don't know where it originated. They think it's all these different reasons, but it's so beautiful. So a woman doing it does sort of organically feel a little different, but it's very cool. It's a person bearing their heart and soul and asking another person to spend the rest of their life with them. It's very powerful either way.
Have you had a specific proposal that has stuck out in your mind that you've thought, wow, that was amazing and that tops it all?
Well, my cousin got engaged on the show, and so that was very cool, right? So it was very, very close to me. They all, I like to say I'm like a mother with children. They all are unique and different, and, you know, people are fascinating. So being a part of that moment of someone's life is always exciting. Yeah.
How did you decide to do this?
Well, Sarah and I host a show called The Wedding Bells. So we've been in the wedding industry for 3 years doing a TV series about weddings. And then the proposal, now we just started doing the proposal. It just made perfect sense.
And with Wedding Bells, that was following the two of you as you planned a wedding, right?
Her wedding. I was a bridesmaid. So yes. So yeah, we planned her wedding. And then that just grew into us being wedding experts. We have very opposing views on most things. So any experience we have, I definitely take one side and feel strongly about one thing and she the other. She's very, very girly. And then I'm a little less girly. So there's always two angles on every wedding topic.
And is there a wedding of your dreams that you've got picked
if
out?
it ever happens. That's going to be the wedding of my dreams. It's going to be my wedding.
Doing shows like this, though, do you have an image in your mind now that every little thing has to happen this way, or it's
No,
not?
I think that it's such a fine balance in a wedding between tradition and making it your own. So I think the couple has to decide what traditions work for them. And I think for any couple out there, before you throw a tradition out, make sure you research the meaning of it. Because once you research the meaning of the cake cutting, or, you know, the father walking the bride down the aisle, or whatever it is, or, you know, people sitting on this side or that side, it may change your mind as to whether you want to do it or not. Sometimes people look at them as rules that they don't want to do at their wedding, but there's really a lot of history behind traditions.
And having said that, you know, we've got our history, other people have their history. Big fat gypsy weddings.
Yes.
That's a little bit different.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I think it's fair to say.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of their gowns?
Well, I think they're fabulous if it was a cartoon, right? Like if they were cartoons, they're fabulous. When they hurt them, when they're so heavy that they hurt them, I don't think that's a good thing. Because there's nothing like, you know, feeling uncomfortable, you know, wearing heels on a fun day or all those things. So that's brutal, but they're amazing. They're works of art. They really are.
That's true.
Whether they're your taste or not, they're unbelievable.
Somebody has designed them, and it
Yeah.
takes a lot of artistic talent.
Yeah, there's
Perfect.
talent in there. Whether you like it or not, it's good. Yeah.
That's right. Now, with the proposal, you guys it's in the new fall lineup. Can you tell viewers what to expect from this season?
Well, what you can expect is each half hour has two couples get engaged, so you'll see two proposals. And there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of nerves, there's a lot of tears. So you can expect to laugh at Sarah and I. We don't always get along because we think things should be done differently. And yeah, you can expect to see lots of love.
So
As cheesy as it sounds, but it's so good. It's so good.
now, if people want to come to you with their proposal,
Yes.
how do they go about doing that?
There, I believe it's still up on the website, although we've finished season 1 because it's starting to air. For season 2, you can apply online. So you go to the Proposal Shaw, and there's an application form, and send in your application, and that's how people get on the show. Yeah. Send in and be honest and tell us who you are and why you want to do it. And if you have a plan that you don't think you can execute, that's where we come in. Right? We're fairy godmothers. We make it happen. So you don't have to have the proposal plan. You don't have to spend all the money. That's what people should know.
So
we can help
you guys have a budget to be able to help out.
We can help. We're fairy godmothers. We don't say how it happens.
I like it. Your magic wands. That's all we need to know.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Yeah. No money. It's magic. Yeah.
Now I have one more question for you. I try to ask each of my guests.
Yeah.
It's actually about your socks.
Yes.
I'm wondering what sock choice you made today.
Today I'm wearing just plain white socks, like just little dress white socks. And I normally have striped polka dot things like that, but we premiered this week and we've been writing and editing and voicing, and so it's a rough laundry week. So I'm wearing plain white socks.
All right. So when it comes to your laundry, it's got to be done. The white go on. But on a normal day, what would you say your favorite pair of socks is?
My yellow and black striped ones. They look like bumblebees with pink on the toe, pink on the heel. Or I have like polka dots and things like that. Yeah.
Does each one always match?
Yeah, they do. I'm a Virgo. I know.
We'll forgive you. Thank you so much for your time. Great to meet you. The two of you are with Shaw TV, and you're doing a series called Go Vancouver. Can you tell me a little bit about the series and what it brings to its viewers?
Well, basically, the series is to feature different people, different stories from the community, to highlight what's happening in the community, festivals, events, stories, feature some people who are making a difference in the community. And it's basically airing every day, 5 days a week. And we enjoy doing that so much.
Now, Dunia is in her glory. I know that she's loving this. We were just speaking over there, and you said this wasn't exactly a choice that you made. Can you tell me about that?
Oh, I was a cameraman and a video editor, and somehow I wanted to do my own stories, so I started doing videography stuff, and eventually I just became part of the Go Vancouver team.
Which is awesome. I mean, why not just jump right in there and do every little part of your story? Is there one story that sticks out in your mind that's your absolute favorite, the best one you've covered?
So far, it was a fitness instructor that I covered in Tawasin, and I went in there to shoot a fitness story, but somehow it ended up being about her and her husband, how she was so fit and her husband was not, and that's usually not how I shoot. I usually do my research, and then I go in. I already have my stuff scripted, and I go in and I have them say exactly what I want them to say, and I do my story exactly the way I already wrote it. But this one, I just went in there thinking one thing, and then I ended up with this other thing, and I loved it, the way it turned out.
And you being a perfectionist, that must be kind of hard to sort of go in and just fly off the cuff.
Yeah, it was kind of intimidating while I was shooting it. I was like really scared. I was like, whoa, this is not what I expected. But in the end, I just kind of rolled with it, and I was surprised that I can pull that off. That I do what they do, like they actually go in deep and do a story, whereas I kind of just pre-write my story.
And now that you've done all parts of it, what would you say is your favorite? The editing, the shooting? What do you prefer?
I used to only like shooting, but now I like the editing part. Yeah.
Now, Dunia, you've been with the company since September. What brought you in?
Well, basically, I love working with Shaw. I actually was working with Shaw for 3.5 years on the island. So, it's, part of the family. But then I went on mat leave because I had a baby. And then I got a call that there's a position here in Vancouver, and I wanted to come here because my husband works here. And so I said, of course I'm going to come here. I love working with Shaw because we cover, it's a feel-good stories. We don't cover, a house burning or a crime here and there. You see people, real people. You talk to people in their happy times, and, you do sports and arts and music. And so I thought, like, for sure I'm going to do it.
And the story opportunities that have come up for you, what's your favorite?
Well, it's kind of hard. I've done so many stories with Shaw, period, on the island and over here. But in the Lower Mainland, well, just recently actually, I did a story with a lady who makes chocolate. And you know, I'm a big chocolate fan, so it was really you can't go wrong. Coconut, I don't know if you know the place in Vancouver on Main Street. So that was really one of my favorite stories. To be honest, it's kind of like your children. You don't know which one is best. I love all my stories. I love I love interviewing people. So.
And I mean, the experiences that you guys get to take in while you're doing the stories, it's not just doing interviews. For instance, you're up in a plane learning how to fly. How does that all come to be? I mean, how do you just decide one day, you know what, yeah, I'm going to get in this plane with you and let's do this?
Well, it's curiosity, right? Like you want to know more about people. You want to find out more about them, what they do. And I'm kind of like a Jill of all trades. I want to learn everything, but I don't know how to do anything really well. So basically, that's why I love this job. Every day you get to experience something different. It's not boring. Like, I go every night. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I mean, having a baby now, it's a bit hard and challenging, but at the same time, it's really rewarding and fun.
And are you also editing your own stories?
Yes, I shoot and edit and write and voice and everything. So it's really fun.
And what's your absolute favorite part?
Interviewing people. That's definitely my favorite. Just talking to people, hanging out with them, finding more about them. And second, shooting. I love shooting as well. Camera work is really fun, creative.
And where can people see, I mean, obviously there's Shaw TV, but you guys are also gearing more towards the internet as well now. Can people catch Go Vancouver on there?
Yes, we have a YouTube channel. People can check it out. I think it is Go Van TV Show. So like if you go youtube.com/Go Van TV Show, you can find all of our stories, all of our shows. And we also have a Facebook page. We're on Twitter. We update things every day. We have pictures from on location, so people can check it out.
Great. Now I have one more question for you guys. You've already been told my secret, but I try to ask my guests, that's all right, I try to ask my guests about their socks. I'm wondering what sock choice you made today.
I'm wearing white socks, Adidas white socks, I do believe.
Are they both the same?
They're both the same.
Do they always match?
Oh yeah, it would feel awkward if they didn't match.
Do you think so, though?
Yeah.
Well, I
Strange
guess
that
that comes with, you said before that everything had to be just so, right? So that makes sense.
You're probably right.
I try to be. Dunia, how about your socks?
I think I remember there might be red. Waking up so early in the morning with the baby. I'm serious. I have to find out too, because they're red, and actually.
Adidas white socks.
Perfect.
Well, sort of white. They're kind of black at the
They
bottom.
used to be white, right?
And I think they're matching, but usually they don't always match. I
I
have
was
to
going to
admit.
say, when we worked together, I don't think you always wore matching socks.
No.
Which is fair enough.
I love, I don't care. Like, I like the variety. I just get whatever's there.
There you go. I've had some amazing sock stories from everyone at Shaw TV. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thanks for coming
A
here,
pleasure
Maija.
speaking with you guys.